Good morning, everyone. Sire here. I am working on a card today with Simon Says February 2021 card kit. I actually have created 3 cards. I just haven't done the voiceovers yet, and I don't think I'll get to it. The new card kit has already come. I'll be getting it tomorrow. So I may just post those on my Instagram. This is the first card that I did record, and I really love that bear holding the heart. It's such a cute little stamp. And I have seen other people on Instagram create some really cool things with it. So I'm going to be inspired with that. I will be using my inktense pencils just because of their bold colors, and I want to also get used to it. I'm not going to show the whole coloring because it did take me a while. Like I said, I'm still learning how to use these things, so adding the water and such just wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I was hoping for nice vibrant colors, but I think I was using maybe the wrong paper. I know you don't need a lot of water with these, so it could be either the wrong paper or I used too much water. But as you can see there, it's not as bold as I was hoping. It's kind of splotchy, but I still love it. I love that stamp a lot. In the paper collection, there was this really cool stripe paper, and I thought that looked really nice with this stamped image. The next thing I'm going to do is take one of the sentiments and heat emboss it. If you have this kit and the stamp set, you will notice that there's actually quite a few stamps that can fit right in the middle of the heart. I've seen a few people make some on Instagram, and so that's where my inspiration is going. I'm going to take one of those sentiments and heat emboss it with some gold gold embossing powder. The embossing powder that I'm going to be using is Recollections from Michaels, and it's not the best one because it does have this glitter in it. As you can see, it's kind of glittery, but it doesn't really work that well. It seems to flake on me, unless that's what's supposed to happen. I don't know. I should try other brands, but because I have it, I always use it. And it just says, "I super like you," which is really sweet. There we go, nice and shiny. I super like you. It's so cute. I love it. So I did cut out that stripe using one of the Spellbinder's rectangle dies. It leaves a little frame, an indented frame on the outside of it. What I'm doing now is I am looking at another piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to make a little banner just to add a little bit more color to this card. I really like that black and white stripe pattern paper, but just to bring a little bit more red in, I'm just going to roughly cut it to the length I want and then create fishtails on the bottom of that. I did play around to see if I like the 2 colors, but in this case I think that's too many colors being introduced. The base of it's white, and then you have the background that's black and white, so the only other color is from that bear. You don't need to do this. You could pull it off. Actually, what you could have also done is if you had some gold foil paper, you could have added that to matte the black and white layer. That would look really sharp as well because you do have the gold on the sentiment. But I didn't think of that. So I'm just going to use this heart paper and create a little banner just to add a little bit more style and color at the same time. So it's just adding a little more. I'll glue that down with some adhesive. I do like my liquid adhesive because I do have more time to move this piece around. I know with double-sided tape, once I lay it down, I have a hard time positioning it. I think if I were to use my mat, the grid, I mean, I'm only using it so I don't get my desk dirty, but it really would benefit me to use the grid on my mat when I'm trying to lay things down. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going to get a little bit of the scraps that I had cut off for the fishtail, and I'm going to glue them to the back of the banner, just where I'm going to be putting it at the top. And the reason for that is because I don't want any chance of sagging between the two layers. I know that the pattern paper is fairly thin, so it's not a big concern, but I just like to get into the habit of it. Because if it was a little bit thicker, even if it was cardstock, with time, or it could be immediate, you'll see that the paper has kind of sagged in that little spot, and it's not a huge deal. It's just, for me, it doesn't look very nice. And I had noticed this with the cards that I had started making when I first started, and they do have that, and it just doesn't look as polished, as nice. So for me, just to get in the habit, I will glue little pieces to the back wherever it's going to be overhanging, if it's so much. Like in this case, that's about half an inch, is it? So that's quite the space to have that happen. I'm going to glue this down, making sure that I get that right to the top, and just leaving a slight bit on the left of the pattern paper. I don't want to cover the whole thing. And like I said, this is just to add color and different texture, just so that the card's not too plain. And I will be propping that bear right in the center, and I'm going to use some foam squares for that. And this will just give it a little bit of dimension on the card. I'm not sure where I went. I thought I was holding them right there, but it looks like I kind of walked away for a second. There we go. Okay, so we'll put these squares, and ideally what a good approach is to do the top, bottom, and then middle, and that way you can always space them out better. But sometimes I'm not thinking, I'm just putting them on. I guess because the image was kind of small, it doesn't really make a big difference. But if it was like a larger banner or such, then I always would recommend top, bottom, center. And then once the center's done, if it's even bigger, you can just go in the middle of each one. Now I'm just cutting them in half, and I'm just filling it in so that there's not going to be anything that's without foam tape. I mean, you don't need to do it like that, but as you know, if you don't put it on all the outline, you will have it where it won't be sturdy. But sometimes that is a desired effect, right? Like you could have it so that the ears can flop it back and forth and they're not secure. And I am going to put that down as straight as possible, right in the center of the card. For the final touches, I am going to add some of the sequins that came in this card kit. This card kit came with, I believe, 5 different containers of sequins and beads, and they're really, really adorable. It came in like in a little tube of all these. So I am going to use some of these gold confetti sequins, and then there's some ruby red hearts that I'm also going to put on. They're a little bit on the smaller side, so they will get lost. I don't think I'm going to put them on the banner, even though I dropped one there, just because it almost gets lost on that pattern paper. They're pretty much the exact same size. And what I'm doing is I'm just using my jewel picker to maneuver these 2 embellishments around, just until my eyes are happy with what I see. And doing the voiceover, I can already tell you I don't like the hearts on that banner. And I think I noticed it when I'm playing, because they just get lost, and it kind of makes the pattern not uniform, which is what I like about pattern paper, is that it's the same thing. I don't know, like as I'm talking, all I can see is that one little red heart, and it's all I can focus on. So maybe I do leave it there, I'm not sure. I don't have the card with me. Anyways, I'm just going to use some Simon Says Crafty Tacky Glue. This stuff's amazing for adding embellishments. It's on the thicker side, so it's not so runny. And you just need a little bit, and it just works wondrous on these little embellishments. And I'm just going to add them one by one. I'm really curious about that little red heart that I left on the banner. I wonder if I'm actually going to leave it there because I don't like looking at it. See? Yeah, I knew it. Just move it to the side. Yeah. Anyways, these sequins are amazing. I love them. They're just so much fun. I bet they would be awesome if I were to make one of those shaker cards. They're just really cool. But this is all I was able to do on this card. Anyways, so that's it. I'm just going to finish up with this card, and thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking the time to watch what I have created, and I hope you do enjoy it, and I hope it created some inspiration. And if you didn't get the kit, I don't think you can get it now, but definitely sign up for March or April. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.